Hello and welcome to the online classes for Kids Heaven Public School. So, today, my grade 11 students, from your NCERT book of Hornbill, we study chapter number 4. Now, along with chapter number 4, there is a poem with the title, The Voice of Rain. Yeah, the rain that falls, the voice of rain. And the poet is Walt Whitman. Now, let's see what this poem is all about. Introduction to the poem. The poem, The Voice of the Rain, is an inspiration to live life. It is a conversation between the poet and the rain. The rain explains its eternal journey in its birthplace, that is, earth, to the poet. Now, in this poem, The Voice of the Rain, it tells us that life can be lived happily. It is a simple conversation between the poet, that is, the person who wrote the poem, and the falling rainfall. Okay, now the rain explains its journey, how it starts, where its birthplace is, and how it ends. So you see, this is really going to be interesting. How can the rain have a conversation? So let's see. The poet Walt Whitman. He was an American poet, an essayist, and journalist. His work had a change between transcendentalism and realism, incorporating both views in his works. He was a famous American poet and often called the father of free verse. Now we have seen what a free verse poem is. There is no rhyming, okay? That means it's not a must that we follow a ABAB or AABB rhyme system. All the verses are written freely. A first verse can start and it can end in the third sentence, okay? There is no rhyming, it is free verse. And the poet, he was American, okay? He was also an essayist and a journalist. And the kind of work he produced often showed some kind of artificialness, but in a real manner. That is to say, you see, the rain cannot talk, it's obvious, but he has shown a conversation between himself and the rain. Now you see, it's both something we can imagine and something of reality, isn't it? It's gonna really be interesting. Now let's quickly recite the poem and then have the explanation. Now, The Voice of Rain by Walt Whitman. And who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Upward to heaven, hence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. I descend to lay the droughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. And forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. A song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. So now let's look at what this poem is trying to tell us, what the conversation is. Now these are olden days statements in the Greek or in the Dutch language. A sentence like who art thou means who are you? Eternal means never ending. Impalpable, which cannot be described. So let us see how these have been used in the first stanza. And who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower. I here refers to the poet. Okay, so see, in the above lines, the poet asked the soft falling shower, who are you? To which the rain replied in a strange to state manner. The rain said that it was the poem of the earth, and it rose continuously from the land and bottomless ocean in the form of vapor. Okay, so you see, eternal I rise, that is to say, I can never stop rising, and you cannot describe the way I rise from the land and the bottomless ocean. When we say bottomless ocean, we don't know how deep an ocean is. Okay, we cannot find the bottom, the last part of it. We do not know how deep it is. So the rain softly replies that I rise from the land and the bottomless ocean in the form of vapor. That's the stanza. Now let's see what the second stanza says. Upward to heaven and whence vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. Descend to laid roads, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. So you see, the rain tells us that after from a vapor form, it goes up to the sky, that is the heaven, and from there it is all formed together. The vapor forms into rain, and altogether it is changed, but yet it is the same. It descends, that means it comes down to lay the droughts. When there is a drought, that means there is no food and water, the rain comes and helps, okay? And to clear the dust layers, that is all the dust on the globe, it comes and washes it away. So this is what the second stanza tells us about the conversation between the two. And forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. This means that whether it is cared for or it's not cared for, it doesn't affect the rain nor the poet if someone listened to the rain or not. The rain tries to tell us that by day and night it provides life. Yes, rain provides life for us. It provides care, it provides enrichment and water to the place from where it's originated. It originates from the land, isn't it? It goes in the form of vapor to the sky, and then there is rainfall again. So that is how the way we know about the water cycle, that is how it keeps on. There is changes, but yet it is the same. And what does rain do? Rain keeps enhancing, that is, it keeps improving the beauty and the purity of the earth by preparing a life cycle for itself again. You see, wherever there is no rain, there is a drought, there is no food, there is no life. So the rain tells its poet softly in a very polite manner that I give life to everything. I beautify your world, okay? And the purity of the earth. So this was about the poem, The Voice of the Rain, together who had a conversation with the poet Walt Whitman.